Hello to all my friends out there. How you guys? This video is what is a prudent reserve of food and money. Okay, I found something that really kind of makes sense to me because I know it works because I had to go to the self-help group for many years. And so what it was is 1 to 3 months operating expenses not to exceed 1 year. So there wasn't to be too much money held in reserve. If you started getting too prosperous, you were supposed to disperse of the money because, you know, they were just getting sober and somebody might, I have tea. So I think that made sense, and so you might be thinking, well, that's fine for you, but I don't have enough money to do that. Okay, I got a good video, 1/3 pounder with veggies and secret dessert with Feature Man. Let me give you the video. And so I was watching this video and I thought, yeah, I can get by on that. I had it last night. So I eat a 1/4 pound hamburger. So I had a hamburger. And then I bought 5 pounds of potatoes. But if I had a bigger family, I'd buy more. Or if there was a food shortage, I would buy 25 to 50 pounds. Because I wouldn't be worried, because I would know that one of the things I have successfully grown is this was a little potato, see how big it is, that I got at the food pantry, and it got eyes, and in my backyard I just planted them and almost all of them have somehow sprouted. So they're really easy to grow, so you don't have to worry too much. And then something is eating the leaves in the front yard, so I'm going to put it up on my balcony. I also bought a little greenhouse. I got to put it together. And so what it was, a 1/3 pound of hamburger, and he fried the potatoes in the hamburger and onions in the same pan, and so did I, but I don't really like onions, and I don't really like to fry my fried potatoes in. I drained them as best I could, and now I'm just gonna blot as much of the oil off as I could. And usually I buy fries, but I thought that is really crazy because you know, the 5 pounds of potatoes is $5, or it could be 3 tablespoons rice, or it could be a sweet potato, 3 tablespoons rice. And then I was watching this guy on YouTube, and so last night I had a 1/4 pound hamburger. So tonight I'm having these chicken breast dinosaur chicken things. And he was saying he eats them every night. So like for a night like tonight where it's really late, I go, that is a good idea. I'm going to get that. Then I was shopping around, and I will show you in a minute. But I looked and I saw Walmart had salads for $1.80. So one of the tricks is to buy your food marked down, all of it, if you possibly can. And once you start getting a little food and a little money, at first it's hard, so the trick would be go to the food pantry. So let's see, black bean and corn salad kit. So he had onions, potatoes, and a hamburger, and he had bread on his. But today I bought lunch meat, so I had 2 crescents and lunch meat and a melted cheese, and I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so I'll make myself, let's see, So, I mean, learn from the other guy. I had vegan chicken nugget things, and those were good. I still have a little bit left. So, this is going to be a cheap little meal, and I got it cheap. And I have found when you buy the salads, you know, Markdown, you want to eat them right away. So what I did was I inspected it to see if the lettuce was okay. And see, the lettuce is fine. Okay. I also bought a tomato, but I don't feel like eating it, so maybe tomorrow. Okay, so I'll have a little bit of carrots and a little bit of cheese. I'll eat the rest tomorrow with the rest of my salad. And then it comes with some tortilla chips. I'll eat those tomorrow. And this is some kind of, what is this dressing? This is, I don't know what kind of dressing this is. It's probably some Mexican. It is, chipotle dressing. Oh, that sounds good. So this is one of those meals in minutes. So maybe you're like me. When you're hungry, the meal needs to happen right now. So this is a good enough meal. The big bag was $9. And these are generally for kids. But the guy had 7. And he says he eats 7 every night. So I go, okay, 7 it is. I mean, let me taste. I have never had these. I don't know if you guys have or not. I have been learning some awesome stuff on YouTube, you guys. I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. Oh. You know what I love? I don't know why I buy this stuff. It's so incredibly expensive. It is this Heinz 57, $5.58. So I want to have that. Let me try one of these. Everybody with kids has probably had these. They're kind of like Lunchables. Those are good too, though, in a pinch. I'm trying to do away with a lot of carbs, and I'll tell you why, is because I was watching the debates, and President Biden and President Trump are approximately 10 years older than me, and I said, be smart and shape up now. And I think I know what to do because I've been studying life extension. I used to live on meat and potatoes, and if you carefully shop, you're going to be able to buy your meat for $1. Your potatoes isn't going to cost much, and then it can be canned vegetables. So here it is. The main thing is it's not too high in carbs. The potato is a root food, the salad is food, and these are chicken breast dinosaurs. All right, so I think that's more than a pound of chicken, but I'm sure I can handle it. If there's a little bit left, I'm sure they're fine left over. Let me taste one of these. The vegan chicken nuggets were not bad. Okay. Back to the Prudent reserves. 1 to 3 months operating expenses. So you do away with your, you get food, and then that leaves you a little bit more money for utilities and rent and fuel. And try to limit your utilities. Like right now, the only utilities on is the kitchen. All right, so go to Feature Man. So today I went to Grocery Outlet, and this was just plain luck. Here's the chicken, here's the lunch meat I got. And I had this lunch meat today, and so for lunch, I will just eat this lunch meat until it's gone. I got this for $2.49, and it is 5 servings. So figure, I bought lunch meat because we got lunch meat at the food pantry. In fact, I think I still have that one in my freezer. I'm going to eat it. Then I noticed that the hamburger was really cheap. So remember I told you about the hamburger with the fries, and I don't think I had any veggies. Sometimes I don't feel like eating them. So that would give me 8 servings. So the hamburgers were $3.99 each. And then a large sour cream was really cheap. I looked for Markdown dairy. That was $2.49. So I got all that stuff, and this is the milk I'm thawing out that I got at the food pantry. So if you go to one of these discount places and you see the meat is on sale, pick it up, because you know, you can drink it the next week. So okay, for dinner I have about 1/4 pound meat, so I need 2 1/4 pounds a week. So the hamburgers is 1 pound, so that's 2 pounds, 2 pounds. So right there is almost enough for a week. And if you didn't have anything else, you could add a can of tuna. 4 1/2 pounds for 2 weeks. That's for one person. And 9 pounds in a month. So I wanted to stockpile up a lot of meat, maybe enough for 3-4 months. I wanted to, you know, get enough so that I don't have to spend any money for maybe a couple months. And then, you know, the potatoes, I bought 5 pounds of rice. Then, you know, I was buying the pre-baked chickens. And the Ralph by my house puts them out, and they've been frozen, and they're like $3.40 for a full chicken. So I got one from there, and I got a couple of Ralphs, so I have that kind of chicken, plus I have legs. I bought a big package of hot dogs, but they also have packages of hot dogs for $1.25 at Ralph's. I bought 6 packages of bacon for $1.99 at Grocery Outlet. I bought pork sausage from Ralph's. Today I had pork sausage and eggs for lunch. And so I've already had 2 meals. Sometimes I only eat one, but when I'm hungry, you know, I didn't go to the gym today. Eggs, and then I was looking for those steaks, you know, with the bones, but no place in town had them. So I found these steaks Markdown, and you get 2 for, so I'll probably eat 2 at a time. So that's enough for 2 meals. And I got these chicken wings, and I learned this from the carnivore channel. So the chicken is about a pound. And then I do have some chicken. So let me give you, so the idea is you would have meat, you have potatoes, and you have a vegetable. And then hopefully you have some powdered milk and some sandwiches for lunch with some kind of fruit. A lot of these people eat their veggies on their sandwich, or you can eat a piece of fruit. So when I went to the food pantry, they gave us a lot of fruit and a lot of vegetables. And I thought, for me, I think the way I'm going to do it is just buy these Markdown salads if I can find them. If not, I'll have some tomatoes and cucumbers. So, okay, now back to the debate. So, I've been studying the life extension, and one thing I do know, one of the best diets is keto. It's not a hard diet either. So that's why I'm not having you know, I'm not eliminating potatoes or sweet potatoes or maybe a little bread. I bought the small crescents at Walmart, and and then I cut them in half. I toasted them, and I put the lunch meat on one side and cheese on the other, and that really hit the spot. So I want to head in the right direction. So when I get 10 years down the road, I am not going to be in really bad shape, because I know a lot of it is diet, but a lot of it is strength training too. But if you don't want to join a gym, and who would? The only reason I'm doing it is because in the life extension, they tell you evaluate your biomarkers. So in my family, we have arthritis, high blood pressure resulting in stroke, diabetes, obesity, and cancer, just to name a few. So what happens now is they're saying they're starting to identify aging as a disease process. So when you get older, you don't have as much insulin, and so if you run on ketosis or this fuel from protein, it doesn't have to be 100%, but no sugar. And I'm trading in my Diet Coke. I go, okay, drink all the Diet Coke you want without caffeine. So I'm doing that. Now, I want to head in the right direction. And one thing is, I know this lady, and we were talking today, she goes, I would have ended up on the street. I go, it is nothing but a miracle that I didn't end up on the street. And if things were the way they are now when I was young, I mean, I shudder to think. So we want to stop spending and save money. So we want to get this basic food, not horrible food, but decent food, like eggs and bacon, maybe some toast, maybe some chicken with rice, like the bodybuilders, and some broccoli. And then I want to consider my age, because now, okay, I'm going to be 70, so probably some of you are. And if you watch that debate, you probably were thinking, oh my God, that's going to be me if the life expectancy is not as long as you would think. And then I want to consider my income. So if I'm heading in the right direction, I'm considering my age and my income. Maybe I need to go to the food pantry, or maybe I need to buy all of my food that I can mark down and find cheaper alternatives. I eat out, I get free hot dogs. Sometimes I eat burritos, like from Dollar Tree, those kind of things. Okay, back to stop spending, because the food's going up, the war's not over yet, the fuel's going up, and the money is inflated, so your money is buying less, and it's not going to get any better. And usually what happens as a person ages, the money is barely enough. So what I started doing is really, really cutting back when we had the COVID. Okay, so now, store food. Like the potatoes. One of the best things you can store is root foods. Store food, root foods, fresh food like salads, and grow food year round. So I'm pretty sure I can grow potatoes year round. Turnips seem to be growing good for me. There's tiny. I think I have one in here, one or two. Yeah, I'm gonna eat these. My garden has been pretty much of a dismal failure, but at least I have 2 small turnips. And I wouldn't have these if I hadn't planted them. And they grow really easy. And I always thought the worst thing ever to grow would be root food. Radishes, cherry tomatoes. Something weird happened. The plants that have survived in my backyard, were soybeans that I bought frozen soybeans, and I threw them in the ground, and those have grown and survived. I had some radishes out there. They're not surviving too much. And I have, thank you God, my grapevines are surviving. I have 2 pepper plants that are surviving. I want to show you, today I bought this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you because it's kind of big. But I didn't have any oil paintings, but I want to redo my backyard like this. And then I want to grow my plants in pots. So like I see that something has chewed the leaves, some of the leaves off, so I'm moving it. So turnips, radishes, cherry tomatoes, green onions from your, you know, the ones with the little roots. I have some this big out there. I'm going to harvest them. And romaine lettuce and celery. Okay, so we're looking at the bio markers. And they're saying if we can survive 10 years, they're going to make huge strides in life extension. So I'm trying to drink enough water. I'm taking vitamins. I'm not making life miserable, but I'm just like moving in a healthy way. Okay, so and also they're saying keto can really help if you've got the beginning stages of Alzheimer's. That's something we don't want. So, okay, now, so 1 to 3 months operating expenses. That would mean all your expenses. Okay, I've been paying down my credit cards. I've been doing the Dave Ramsey thing. I haven't been doing the Gazelle. I've just been paying them down and not charging. But, they're starting to slowly but surely pay down, and thank God I have credit. You never know what might happen. Okay, so now, so on my protein, I want meat, seafood, tuna's fine, salmon's fine, dairy, cheese, eggs, nuts. I didn't get fat eating this stuff. Fats and oils. This is Dollar Tree oil that I fried my, these are good. Veggies, avocados, yogurt. I'm not being too strict on the yogurt. I usually get vanilla yogurt and make mine. Cottage cheese, and then sweet potatoes, and 3 tablespoons rice. So why even worry about a Prudent reserve? Oh, I want to show you what I got at the thrift store today. I'm very encouraged about potato chips, and I found out I like my potatoes fried thin, but I got this this thing to and it has the blade for potato chips, and I got this for $5. You can cut your cucumbers or your carrots or your onions with this thing. It's pretty rinky-dink, but it's farberware, so I figured it should be a good deal. 3 cutting blades, so I will be cutting some stuff with this. And if not, I can just use the blade. That's what I figured. Okay, now, so, okay, why bother with this Prudent Reserve? Okay, the Great Depression lasted more than a decade, 1929 to 1945. The Vietnam War was actually 30 years, but Americans were involved for 8 years. So we look back to the past and we see, in Vietnam, at first we weren't involved, but then I want to say it was, my husband was in the Vietnam War. 8 years, nothing. It was 10 years minimum. For years, we didn't trust the government. We said they're out to kill us, you know. My son took these computer classes in high school. He goes, Mom, look, I can find everybody's information except yours. There's nothing. I go, yeah, that's because we don't trust the government. But then, you know, I loosened up and I thought, you better get some credit. Okay, now the Iraq War was from 2003 to 2011. That is a long time too. That's 8 years. The U.S. economy has entered a recession 13 times. I mentioned to you guys, I can remember several of them, and you know, they may say they were minor, but I was a hairdresser, and every recession was brutal because when women are broke, they don't spend money. But another thing though is, like, during these recessions, if you do have some money, it's such an advantage. I mentioned to you many times that I bought this house one time because I had some money. Okay, so 13 recessions. We have had 11 recessions. That's since the Great Depression. 11 since 1948. Okay, the worst depression since the Great Depression, and we don't think about how bad this really is the Great Lockdown. Now they're calling it the Great Lockdown. Worse, the Great Lockdown has started in 2020. It's not over. And then another bad one was the Great Recession, 2008 to 2009. They're saying 1 year. Okay, it was longer than that because my mother-in-law was really, really old. And so, you know, we could see it was going down, but, you know, my mother-in-law was living in her own house, and it dropped half price. So here's these little old ladies, these little old men who lose half of their equity in the house. That was a bad one, too. I know at least 3 people that lost everything. One of them two of them in the stock market. One of them had $4 million lost. So that was awful. Here's another little oil painting I bought for $2.99. I go, that's a good deal. I will buy that and put it on my fireplace. So, okay, so we're going to be getting some, this is basic food. This is what we used to eat back in the day, you know, 1/4 pound meat. Okay, life extension, supplements, and vitamins. So I think instead of protein drinks, I would just go for Ensure chocolate, Walmart brand. Don't eat too much, weight training, and fruit and vegetables. Not too crazy on the fruit if you have the diabetes biomarker. Also, you know, like one of the reasons it's important to kind of cook your meals is because then you know what's in it. Also, you can save your oil if you want to. Okay, so emergency food storage in case of crop failure. Have you seen these terrible rains? Have you seen this breached dam that supposedly they're getting gold out of the bed of the dam? Crazy stuff like this. Crop failure. Also, talking about saving money over a long period of time. I heard today, and this kind of makes sense to me, one of the reasons that Russia has been pretty successful is they save money. You know, they have been good savers, so that's very important. So for me, I'm going from 2 to 10 years, but a prudent reserve would be 3 months, not to exceed 1 month. But if you can stockpile storable food, that's going to help you more than anything else too. And so I would just go for like big bags of like flour and that kind of food. So you're always going to have bread. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye.